Thank you. Ashanti Prime TV and I'm telling you no boy Majimega ye do ha say to dia na ye nsem akese nko a se wo pe nsem no kora no atie ana wo pa asem papa a wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia hwe Ashanti Prime TV ho na no kora no ewo me see Ashanti Prime TV so pe se o tie news pa ana wo pe be bia asem a ye ka no unkobusu obi na ope no kure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV no kure no ahanko ana wo
Additional mama me Emma good evening na me sanso Emma wo akwaba. Enwumre no so kase na magimegwa me de eba besom wo ewo Ashanti Prime TV. Kase nsemu a obete ebi ene se ne okopiem ewo MPP omo akache a ene enya asem ketwa omo de nsem dodo no a na atudwasa so ene okopiem ewo achechefo akache a ensem ni bi efiri ho no mo a eba we ni nsem bi eka ho na magimegwa me de eba besom kase so aboafo a omo asomasene ma me de kase no eba besom wo ebi ni POG band omo de band na edidi dwuma frɛ na mabɔ na dwumadi a wudi na gugu nya so behia band wase no entimi enkoyie emfa emma wo obetimi afrɛ yen e was 0248400056 and as 0594615325 afei so POG mo ono so boy chidom kopiem e o POG mo na onema awoto no eho nsem entimi enkoyie emfa emma wo yedi adwuma e wa asante mampo obetimi afrɛ yen it was 0248501319 and I said 0509909991. So na Achi Media ono so bomb chidom. Brachi Media no wani so ade hunu e wosni twemu no entimi mua na entimi NCP enfam obetimi afrachi Media. It was 0538982898. Afezu kase so twagu e wa be fontenten video ahodo na so ene Facebook e di akotene o TikTok YouTube IG ene keka wina bo modi aso be share wona afi wonso kase wontimi nya wo de enfri ho no afi so me so a magimegwa na me de kase no e ba be som wo ene wo somfo ajoa tempo metwa me ho na me ba ya do kase ni mu esuko now the day na yen shekase ye sha ase de ane nkosha ase e wo MPP osun kokoko akache nene no panyi kwanhwefo a ono na ya Ashanti regional organizer edema MPP wode nsem dodo no atodwa ene wode bi amane NDC papa efa kane dundundunduma na nsen aya amane homne so enam na no adaija etimi eto eye griko e wa akosomo na ene ede kane dundundunduma we no ena panyi kyerese yedum so ena NDC ne na aban omo edi aba ene na yenkan ne hu sa afi yemofa no so no mkotwe so omo di nkubu a yemfa so bo no emo MPP and NDC ene na ban sanse kane dumadudum nti yemofa no nya kane mpo na omo edi esuade owi no sanso ekaka ho so nyame adoma ochina de ya MPP mabu no omo ina mboboa no na ene demo pai omo nya oyekre na omo fa enya eye peace emfa ma MPP awanyokuo no na omo enhwe so nyame adoma abato ede yanim no MP betimi aba be yenkunimdifo ewo
dum so ewurade enkofo enyuma egu students almost are tron sorry kra no se results no ebeba this year sa nkoya yemfa mos no ene NDC for enkra no kra enya light om jae den e de suade ke yese fridge still yese fridge menkwa yese fridge se de be di e be 1 week no say de aye eat as you go because what mean fa de na nya den ense fridge ma no nya den party as a region no yanka ye ho mom na ye didi ye ho agro nti trans bo for quite a long period of time ye nyina adwen ko be ko say ene yan hyehyɛ party officers ni nyina no ne ebi wo haye keka mom dohwa door to door ye bring you bia on board say on a day like this ye mra ne ani agro e de ya ye betu tie pum kakra say 10 minutes kra na ye
Dr. Adomako nsem dodo no atodwa akwa ma eye energy minister eye honorable John Jinapo ya wo kire se wonyai se o use eye griko panyini ono o use ni as a scapegoat no na de wom no omagana for ye hu na de o ye de enya de to aso
about the buyer minister ne cast on trench but me feel say bibia basa now ka say minister me feel say is being used as a scapegoat emwa croway say sane be na because this is somebody why more over years but minister na are reassure say they are doing investigation nti ye nyina ye man sa mre no ne nhwe investigation no ye beba ne ehu say yɛde energy politics more bia. So I'm just hoping say minister n'asɛm no aka no yɛn nyinaa ebedi so ne ahwɛ how investigation no and the details of the investigation after the ebetumi akasa.
Afe yento akase no so ewo NDC omo akache otisani edema NDC ko no eye Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia edensendo no atudwa wo bra onam na prabo mu na okokopie mu ewo Upper East region ho na all say ne niku ma say wonka makoma entumi na adwuma moye no monkoso a na monye ni sanse ma obia embu mu aba na adwuma mu die eno a na mu die no ene ma aban abai wo kire NDC aban a wo so sese no wo kire mu a aban a ne subi embada enti omo fa no ensho mu tino mu dwumadi omo di no omo hwem na omo endi ni ye.
Things ahead of you. No matter what happens, you are still in the best party in Ghana. And whatever you cannot get from NDC, you certainly cannot get it from MPP if you defect now to try and join them. Because the food you can't get from your mother's kitchen, are you sure you can get that same food from the kitchen of your mother's rival? You can't. So let's remain here, exercise patience, and make sure that our government remains in power much longer. We are going to do branch elections. Nominations are going to start somewhere around 10. I beg you, when we say branch elections, it doesn't mean that everybody must be removed. There will be opportunity for you to vote. But in voting, remember those who exerted themselves to make sure that we win the seat. And if they haven't gotten anything at all, don't deny them their seats. So it is my prayer and wish that many of the branch executives I worked with to maintain this seat may have the opportunity to maintain their seats as well. But that said, you always have a fifth columnist in every society. There are people who will be doing 24 hours economy differently. They do 12 hours in NDC during the daytime. Then in the night shift, they go and do the MPP work. Those people, we don't need them. If you identify them, advise them to change. Because many MPP people are even changing to join us. So if you are into that business, please stop and focus on NDC. But if you advise them and they don't listen, you know what to do. You remove them quietly so that you can replace them with other people who can do the work better. I want to thank you all. Wherever I engaged you in the past, I opened the gate for questions and interactions and so on. This type of visit is of a different kind. I just came to thank you. If I'm thanking you, you can ask me a question why I am thanking you. I have. So this one, I want to thank you. That's why I have programmed to visit many constituencies in a day.
Na Honorable we wa mananso a no sanso e kan de kan ho se o mo koma ento omo ye no mudwumadi a omo di no mo hwese pepepe ye no kre ebe no omo di omo dwuma na afo mo sanso fa hwe won ti mo se nyame adom abato kese eda ye ni mo kire mo afi 2020 and 30 abato no se ubo omodin yi a ne ebe bo abaso e wo sa abato na woni se o gidi se ye be sanso aye nkunimdifo e wo ntomombom modin se mbeko so adi dwuma se na esimu.
Now, it's far more valuable than the work of 3 MPP ministers. But he doesn't have the title of minister. The currency that has stabilized. Are you not enjoying it? You are all enjoying it. So you must deploy your human resources in ways that will enhance the collective good. So don't worry about titles. Worry about how the job gets done. And that is what President Mahama is doing. President Mahama has decided that instead of this huge number of ministers, even if I take 5 ministers, the cost of maintaining 5 ministers is not just about their salary. It's about the number of cars we will give them. It's about the houses they will stay in. It's about the fuel we will give. It's about the security and other things. When you reduce that for 5 ministers and you put all the resources together, I will be able to pay district assembly members something. That is why we decided that at the base, the workload is at the base. That is where we serve the people better. When there is a funeral, you call your assemblyman. When there is festival, you call your assemblyman. When there is peace and you are jubilating, assemblyman. When there is crisis, is the assemblyman. And so, when it comes to facilitating the assembly members to work, it's nil. They have to work from their pockets. So we decided that no, let's begin something. Let's pay them something small to be able to do their work. This is an experiment. If it succeeds, who knows? The amount may increase. But at least we have seen the results. The assemblies are performing better now. So please, let us do things that will endear us more to the population. And it is through that we can retain the power for much longer. And the longer we stay in power, the better the chances of serving our party people. So I am your leader. I should be leading to fight for good things for you from government. But I know that some of the sacrifices are necessary for us NDC people to go through so we can stabilize our government and make the government.
We so any nsɛm a honorable ase du nketia ya ono ene titani edema NDC amanyoko no ena na probo na ewo ye apa is ode ekokotu edwa na ye to akase nso a na ye nkoto aso ewo ye Ministry of Lands me che osoafo a ohwe ye nsa asensem so ye honorable Emmanuel Kofibu a odensem do no atu bia ya wo chese aban no pese ye state agencies ye wo man mu no me cha aban adwuma ye bia akese ya wo man mu no aban no pese omo adwuma ye ho nsem etimi ekoyie emmo ne aban na bomodin a e de ka asa hodo no akwa akoma mo so mo ngina fe omo mfandi omo adwuma hodo no a
of environment, science and technology. We want to take the opportunity to thank His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and his government. This underscores the commitment of government to innovation, science, technology, and research, because these are what the agencies that are benefiting from these vehicles do. And we believe that as part of resetting this ministry in Ghana, we need to give these institutions the tools they need. And so I will be presenting this morning to the CSIR, GAEC, E-Waste, and the MBA on behalf of His
now we ye and Professor Samuel B. Dampare ya ofi eye Ghana Atomic Energy Commission ono so de nsene bi kan ona wo twese eye sa aka sa hodo ya ban no e de ama eye state agencies ahodo ni nyane ya de e ba beboa e ma omo adwuma so omo etimi edi dodo no a ohare so.
Studies, environmental protection, agriculture, food and nutrition, biotechnology, biosafety, medical sciences and health physics, materials research, e-waste, and space science. Reliable operational support is not a convenience, but a necessity. Our work extends well beyond laboratories and offices into communities, field sites, remote terrains, and project locations across the country. The nature of our field and trekking assignments therefore demands transportation that is dependable, safe, and efficient in order to ensure the effective delivery of our mandates. The vehicular deficit we have experienced has at times constrained the pace and reach of our work. Today's handing over ceremony marks a significant turning point. These vehicles will greatly enhance our capacity to carry out research, field research, support national development priorities, and respond more effectively to emerging scientific and reach of our work. Today's handing over ceremony marks a significant turning point. These vehicles will greatly enhance our capacity to carry out research, field research, support national development priorities, and respond more effectively to emerging scientific.
Afe yento akase no so ewo eye Volta region meche Ghana Immigration Service for omo ewo ho omo de nsem bia betu dua ya omo chese omo bomodin a ache 20 foreigners meche amanfran for maako aduonu ya omo chiremu a omo eni to mikrata bia ya omo ababe piemu ewo Ghana no omo chiremu omo eye Nigeria for ya omo etimi ache omo.
Group of people you see over here are travelers. Some are from northern Nigeria, some are from Burkina Faso, some are from Niger. Their accounts are conflicting. Some say they are going to Medina, some too say they are going to Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan. So right now we don't know where they are going. If they are going to Abidjan, we believe that the best way from Aplau is through Sogankope. But these people were intercepted at Asikuma. And since the stories are not the same, we believe that they are not telling us the right stories. They are not even having any good documents to come and show us that they are traveling from here to here. So the best thing for do in this circumstance is to return them to the entry point where they claimed they have crossed from. Now they must go back to Aplau that they claim they are coming from. They are 20. Their nationalities, like I said, some claim they are Nigerians, some claim they are Nigerians, some too claim they are Togolese. So they are of varied nationalities. Yes, they are not showing any traveling document, for which reason we will admit them. And also, they claim that they are going to Abidjan, while some are also saying they are going to Medina. The stories are not making sense to us. Where you are traveling to, you must know your destination. You must know what you are going to do. And also, they claim that they are going to Abidjan, while some are also saying they are going to Medina. The stories are not making sense to us. Where you are traveling to, you must know your destination. You must know what you are going to do at that destination.
Ghana National Association of Teachers say 20 e kan na ate ne ho de nsem dodo no atodwa efa eye achechero for mu wies ko yentimi emposi omo omo de nsem dodo no atodwa efa one bra omo kasa ne sense bi e na omo de tudwa.
Association has taken note of the decision by government to recruit over 7,000 teachers, as against the over 100,000 qualified teachers from the colleges of education and other tertiary institutions. This is not only disturbing, but unfortunate in the light of the promise made by the ministry or the Minister for Finance during the 2025 base pay negotiations, and the promise was to recruit more workers, which includes teachers, into the public sector. In view of the threat of unemployment to the national security, The National Council of the Ghana National Association of Teachers demands an astronomical increase in the number to be recruited and also calls on government to ensure that those who completed their training earlier get the opportunity before those who completed later. Within the Ghana National Association alone, within the past 3 years, we have had more than 10,000 of our members who have retired or have passed on. And we think that with data presented recently by the National Teaching Council, even on the number of teachers who have left the shores of Ghana, we wish, and we know we have a listening president, if he could issue an instruction for the number to be recruited into the security service be increased. We request same as a union that the workload on our members has increased. And for that matter, we wish that the number should be looked at again and be.
Na omu wie no sanso edit to aso say maternity leave na aban edema achechefo ne kane no nanka 3 months omo se nke be ya afan aban no entimi emfa bi nka ho ne ekofo anase 5 months kwa na na etimi aboa ma achechefo nso omo etimi dia ye omo ni mayi.
Spans from a convention by the International Labour Organization, which has indicated that various unions should call for the extension to 4 months. Number two, we have a peculiar situation within the Ghana Education Service. And what am I saying? Women, mothers, are not supposed to present their case at work. You will agree with me that by 3 months, the child will not be matured enough to hand him or her to even a nanny. And that is the reason why we are requesting that if the rule be that teachers are not to present their case, children at work, then let's extend the 3 to 4 months at least, so that they will have enough time to nurture the newly born baby before coming back to attend to the case in school. That is the rationale.
Teachers and Educational Workers Union ya 20 ya ekanitewu ene no mode nsem bi atu dia ya omo kire se emre bi aban no ene anasa nhye bi aban no ene omo koye no omo sa aban se oma no enye ntem na emre na etimi abo omo so adwuma no etimi akoye de we eye nsem a omo pani kese pan se pani kwantre for do ma no ya ne din ene King James ede etudwa.
What we want to stress here is that after the unfortunate long delays that characterized the negotiations before we were finally concluded in the last quarter of 2025 and some in the first quarter of 2026, the union expects nothing but a smooth implementation of the provisions of the various conditions of service to promote industrial harmony in the country. Table of TUC, Ghana, wants to state that any attempt to frustrate the union members when it comes to the implementation of the condition of services will not be taken lightly. It is our expectation that our duty...
Child Rights International, omo edin simbia to ya omo say child abuse cases na ya mpempi ne kopie mu e wa sendi bia me court no eno e na omo say chepia na ha ye mofra no afen so ya na ensan so e ma omo enya fa within the justice by e ya na ye mofra no enya bi.
Span to maybe 12 months. You can imagine the losses that the family will get on a particular case. So we estimated that 1,050 to 2,540 will be the cost that the family need to spend to be able to get justice. And we feel that this will put a lot of burden on the families And the impact on the children is so huge and their families. One is the secondary victimization issues, where there's a prolonged judicial processes that causes psychological distress, trauma, and anxiety for child victims. Educational disruption, where frequent court attendance and emotional distress leads to disruption in children's schooling. Then we look at the cycle of impunity, where people feel like nothing can be done about the case, so they don't. There's a weakening accountability system, where people feel like they can still commit those offenses, or they can still continue to do the things that they are doing because the system is not offering them that kind of justice that they deserve. And then the re-traumatization, which is repeated in the lives of children because there is no proper healing process that the children go through because there's no closure to the issues that are being dealt with. And then there are also issues of social stigma where people look at children in a way that that affects their confidence, and then also how they need to develop and all that. So clearly, these are things that can easily affect children. So in our assessment, we realized that there must be a mandatory investigation and adjudication timelines for dealing with most of these cases that relate to children. Again, we are also saying that the judicial service should be able to have a specialized child protection court and prosecution unit to be able to expedite action on issues that relate to children, so that gradually we can build the confidence of parents and children when it comes to issues that affect them. And then we are also saying that there will be a need for us to develop a national digital tracking system for cases, and this is to help us to be able to identify cases online, cases within our school system, so that periodically we will track and know what is happening to children in this country. So basically, this is the findings that we've made, and then the details of the findings will be in the report for you to have and then look at it. So our next system for cases, and this is to help us to be able to identify cases online, cases within our school system, so that periodically we will track and know what is happening to children in this country. So basically, this is the findings that we've made, and then the details of the findings will be in the report for you to have, and then also how they need to develop and all that. So clearly, these are things that can easily affect children. So in our assessment, we realized that there must be a mandatory investigation and adjudication timelines for dealing with most of these cases that relate to children. Again, we are also saying that the judicial service should be able to have a specialized child protection court and prosecution unit to be able to expedite action on issues that relate to children, so that gradually we can build the confidence of parents and children when it comes to issues that affect them. And then we are also saying that there will be a need for us to develop a national digital tracking system for cases, and this is to help us to be able to identify cases online, cases within our school system, so that periodically we will track and know what is happening to children in this country. So basically, this is the findings that we've made, and then the details of the findings will be in the report for you to have and then look at it. So our next step is that we have served the Chief Justice's office with a copy of the findings. Attorney General, we've done same.
Ghana Education Service mecheji yesene no omodo hwekese pa ato atwehwefo anase mediators anano afi twemu omo ekokohwe ye mofa na omo etwe BC nso na omo buae ema apo ekoso na ne no BS ede eye ohwekese pa na ato wo so.
And then dictating answers. I have a case before us. We have 8 of them who are in prison. You know what it means. Once we are in prison, you don't have any business with us, sorry. So these are the various cases. We have different committees. Okay, thank you. We have different committees that have sat on these cases. In fact, was it Joy Expose, Prime Expose last year? Yes, the final report got to me just last week or last 2 weeks. last week. So they went through the process, brought all the parties. The final report has been brought to us. We will review and then take it to council. And then once we receive council's blessing to trigger the
Adeshima mana make I was like a see a chagu a wabe fontaine figure would na so in Facebook a dia or TikTok YouTube and any cake in a bombardier share and Africa as intimate fan to also. A face answer gibre na yen to a casino e won't go for my son say to also dear na yen to so e wo a year Burkina Faso enam entokwa ene o hawa etimi esi e wo Mali memu ene o ade be che ne esi ngofo bi ato akwahwe mo so eno so yare osama etimi ekoso e o mene no nanam so ama ene ekopiem e wo Burkina Faso a ene o mabomodin ama o mbamba ho nsem de nya asem bi to a o mo amiemie mu yie san se o mo hwima mo besesa antokwa so ana asem ngofo be betimi amba beto ahwe o mo so se ne SCC ana se ekokoso e wo Mali mamu.
It also called on people to report any suspicious behavior, particularly around sensitive infrastructure such as military barracks, airports, administrative buildings, and other installations of national importance. The measures come after unprecedented militant and Tuareg rebel attacks in Mali, which, like Burkina Faso and their Sahel ally Niger, is also run by the military. The three countries have faced repeated attacks from Al-Qaeda and Islamic State-linked extremists for the last decade. Niger's junta on Wednesday cancelled its traditional May 1st parade. The measures come after unprecedented militant and Tuareg rebel attacks in Mali, which, like Burkina Faso and their Sahel ally Niger, is also run by the military. It also called on people to report any suspicious behavior, particularly around sensitive infrastructure such as military barracks, airports, administrative buildings, and other installations of national importance.
We saw any same way to me akoso e wo Burkina Faso me gina we na fe me de kase a me de be som wo enyume no so kase mu no me de esi ha e de ama wo kase a me de be so ensem wan de mu akotene ebi eyese enye otiseni ye de ma NDC amanyoko no eye Honorable Johnson Asidu Nketia na ka chinsem ni bi efi honom e ba oba no nam na probomu e wo Upper East sa so e na ekopie mu e wo achechefo akache e ho so ensem ni bi efi wono ba sa so e na GS so ensem bi efi omo akache ba na omo chese ene achechefo a omo eboaye e ma appointment course so afi 2025 ene no omo e de wo hyekese pa ato omo eso ye ni ensem bi e ka ho ena me de ba we so mo e wo enyume no so kase e wo Ashanti Prime TV kase so abofo a omo so masnima me de kase no e ba be so mo e bi ni POG band POG mo ena fi Action Media omo ene bo mechi de ma me de kase no e ba be so mo afi so na me ko MC a go so na me de aseda kase ba akwa Kingsley one eye nua bema Anderson omo ene tena video na chi na omo echinchi me video no e ma me ene videos bi e ba e bia omo ene bo ma videos ni na e ba abonti afi so kase so etwaguye e wa be fonten video wo ni na so Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, IG ene eke kan wina me so me je megwa na me de kase no e ba be so mo ene o somfo ajoa tempo me sorry na dwuma de ho bia ato aso e de amanu aka cho sa ha eye Ashanti Prime TV ha ena no kre no e wo